Hello, and welcome to today's bite-sized webinar presentation on mConnect for Sage Intacct. mConnect is a tool that was created by Dean Dorton that synchronizes data between the Sage Intacct financial and accounting solution and ConnectWise Manage, a PSA solution used widely by managed service providers, all kinds of technical and service-oriented firms, as well as hardware providers and others in the IT and technology industry. So if you would bear with me just a little bit, I've got a few slides that I'm going to go through here, but I assure you it won't take long. We will jump into an actual product demonstration here momentarily. So first, who is Dean Dorton and why do we feel like we're qualified to make this product? So Dean Dorton, at our heart, is a full-service CPA firm, so we do the traditional tax and audit work that all CPA firms do. But I lead a team of professionals on the consulting side that exclusively works with accounting software and technology and their related implementations. The reason that we are in the ConnectWise arena is that nearly 20 years ago, we started using the ConnectWise managed solution, which it was only ConnectWise at the time, ourselves to track tickets and so forth. Slowly but surely, we developed an integration and a niche in the ConnectWise industry with integrations to various different accounting systems until we are at where we're at today with our Sage Intacct integration and just a very nice niche market in the ConnectWise industry. My name is Philip Massey. I am a CPA. I do lead the team at Dean Dorton that works with the accounting software implementations, and I thoroughly enjoy working with the software and technology side of things as opposed to the traditional accounting work. I am also, as you see here, a huge Disney fan and an alumni of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, go Heels, and a huge fan of them as well. So what is mConnect for Sage Intacct? It's a totally automated, completely tailorable solution to synchronize data between Sage Intacct and ConnectWise Manage. You get to determine what kinds of data is synchronized. You get to determine your data mappings. You get to determine how it works within your workflow. So it's a fully customizable solution that we tailor to meet your needs rather than making you do what we feel is appropriate. With that, then you get real-time data at your fingertips. You get dashboards like you see here on this screen, location-based P&Ls, employee-driven analysis, product line, gross margin comparisons. If you're a larger organization, you can get consolidated financial reports across your entire enterprise. So we've worked with organizations for a very long time, working with ConnectWise PSA, ConnectWise Manage, and in that time, we've learned quite a bit. We have learned, for example, that to improve your day, one of the best things we can do is take away the batching process. So you do not have to batch transactions anymore in the Sage Intacct solution. We do that for you. It's real time, it's fully automated and completely tailorable. You get the dimensional accounting aspects of Sage Intacct. Combine Intacct with ConnectWise PSA, really the sky's the limit as far as the kinds of reporting and the dashboards and the analysis that you can do with your data. Plus, as an added benefit, we utilize your workflows. We don't dictate what you need to do. We make the process tailor itself around you and your organization and what your needs are, but we still give you all of the capabilities and power of the Sage Intacct application. So as a matter of example here, some of the master records that we synchronize are customers and vendors, and they, of course, come across from companies in ConnectWise. Products go over to items, can go over to items, and we can also keep a projects list in sync as well. So any of these items can be used to drive your reporting. What's my revenue by region of the country? What's my revenue by type of customer? Where's my spend going for different vendors? I can analyze Ingram Micro versus Tech Data versus anybody else that might be out there. Which of my products are giving me the greatest return? Where's my biggest margin? And finally, of course, which project managers are managing their projects the best and therefore creating and generating the most income for the organization. We also have to take financial transactions, otherwise you wouldn't really have any of that information. So we do, of course, take over sales invoices. We take purchasing receipt transactions and bring those over. And we do send those over in real time and again within your workflow. So you determine when these transactions are ready to be processed and pushed over into the Sage Intacct solution. You determine it, you don't have to run it. Set a sales invoice, for example, to a particular status and it immediately goes across. We do also send payment information back from Sage Intacct to ConnectWise so that Sage Intacct and ConnectWise are always in sync between the two systems. With that, I'll leave this up here for a moment with some contact information. If you want to get in touch with us via email, give us a call, or head out to our product-specific website where you can see some additional videos on the mConnect solution and how it manages the data flow between the two software products. We've got a couple of videos out there, some downloads, some testimonials, etc. With that, we'll say thank you, and we will make our way into doing an actual product demonstration. So I've got a tab open with ConnectWise Manage, I've got a tab open with Sage Intacct, and I've got a tab open with the mConnect screen showing here. So I'm going to go into ConnectWise Manage, and we're going to go here to Companies, and I'm going to take a look at to see if we have Brio Corp, and I do not see Brio Corp. So I'm going to add Brio Corp, and I'm going to give it an address here, and we'll put it right here in good old Raleigh, North Carolina. If you've never been to Raleigh, North Carolina, you should come. It's a great place. This is a custom field that we added into ConnectWise Manage. Put it in there purely to show you that our interface can indeed work with custom fields in both Sage Intacct as well as ConnectWise. Right? And so far, I haven't told you anything at all that you have had to populate in the managed solution, and I'm not going to, because we don't dictate that to you. We're going to say this is a healthcare organization. I'm going to come down here and put in Tim Nelson as the CFO, and we're going to give Tim an email address. I do like to exaggerate the email addresses just a bit, just so that I don't accidentally wind up emailing someone over and over again. So I've got this main record now created. So let's jump over to Intacct, and I'm going to take that out. We will blank our search screen back here, and I'm just going to look for Brio. And we don't have a Brio. We have it in ConnectWise, but we don't have it in Intacct yet. So we have in our demo environment a couple of guidelines in place. First of all, the type of company needs to be customer. So we're only going to take this type of company over to Intacct as a customer. That is completely definable by you. In fact, every bit of this is completely definable by you. If you have multiple types, if you want to use other fields, you certainly can do that. So I'm going to save this right now, but I'm going to tell you, if I were to jump over to Intacct, you still wouldn't see them. And I'll do a quick refresh search here. And that's because we have a second criteria. If I go to company finance, it has to be, the company has to be in a status other than not approved. So I'm going to mark these folks active. I'm going to come down here and just pick an address. Maybe I want to change them over to email as far as statements and so forth. And then I can fill out any of these other terms in here that I want to pick. It really doesn't matter. It's totally configurable to meet your needs. And then I'm going to save it. Now, the way our interface works is that we watch for webhooks to be triggered. And a webhook in ConnectWise Manage is triggered based on a save. So in the time that I have talked to you, that should have given us enough time for ConnectWise to look at the record, analyze it, and send it back to the Sage Intacct solution. And in fact, as you can see here, that did indeed happen. Here is Brio Corp. If I go to Edit, I can scroll down, I can see Tim Nelson, I can see Tim's really incredibly odd email address here, and all that is in the system. If I go to additional information, here's my custom field. So here's a place you'll see that custom field come through. Here's the territory, and even here is the email that I selected to be the default delivery option. So anything you create, anything you do inside of ConnectWise can be pushed over to Sage Intacct. As a matter of note, 11044, if I come back over here, you can see 11044 is now in the account ID space in ConnectWise. So we do have ability with our integration to leverage the auto numbering. You can assign account IDs or we can leverage the auto numbering. So that showed you a company. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to jump into special invoices. Now this is a place inside of ConnectWise Manage where you can do one-off invoices, but honestly, I don't really care if you do one-off invoices, if you do agreement invoices, if you do time and materials, fixed fee, down payments, credit memos. Doesn't matter where they come from. All that matters is that you generate the invoice inside of ConnectWise Manage and you set it to an appropriate status. So I'm going to create this invoice. I'm going to go right here, make it miscellaneous, save it so that I've got access to the remaining portions of the invoicing process. I'm going to go here to products. I'm going to create and sell a workstation product. We sell those all the time, and I'm going to do it for $24.95.50, and I'm going to say the cost is $21.05.60. In fact, I'll even change this lengthy description here. We're just going to drop it down to, say, a network certified workstation. And I want you to take a look here that it's the Wayne Security location. It's the cybersecurity business unit. And I'm going to save it. $24.95.50 is the price. So I'll come back over here to invoices. I've got all this set. Again, you can do anything with this that you want. With us, we are most concerned with the status. If I save this and it's invoice number 81, and again, talk for a moment, I'm going to come back over here to accounts receivable. I'm going to come to invoices, and there's invoice number 81. And if I look at it for Brio Corp and I scroll down, we've got hardware revenue for the workstation we sold in the amount of $24.95.50. We've got the cybersecurity department, the Tampa location, the commercial division, and the workstation item. So all the things that we saw over on the ConnectWise side, and as an added bonus, we have an ability to come to journal entries and create a cost of goods sold transaction for number 81 that shows us indeed the cost that we had plugged into that item. So that's our demonstration for today. That's our presentation on mConnect for Sage Intacct. We really appreciate everyone coming. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much.